Hi, Viki. Listen, your paper on Lyndon Johnson, very perceptive. The way you showed how it took a Southern politician to get real civil rights legislation. You listening?
It's just that, well, I'm not sure, but I think it might be happening.
It might be happening, but you're not sure.
Well, you're never really sure until it happens, are you?
Well, that depends on what we're talking about.
But it did happen before. And when it happened before, this is the way it started happening.
What, Viki? What?
I might get a crush on you.
You might.
It could be a false alarm, but I do get crushes on teachers. I was in a couple of schools before where this happened, and it never really happened with science teachers. It only happened with liberal arts teachers. You know, like English, philosophy, history.
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, it wasn't just the history. I find I only get crushes on teachers who are creative, sensitive, aware.
Yeah, Viki, listen, I'm really, truly flattered that you think of me as creative and sensitive, but if there's one thing that I am very sensitive about, it's the teacher-student relationship.
I know, Mr. Moore, and I don't want you to worry. I mean, this crush thing, it might not even happen. And if it does happen, it could disappear just as fast as it came. I mean, sometimes they just come poof and then go poof.
Well, let's hope this one goes poof before it comes poof.
You're so cute.
Okay, in the little time we have remaining, I'd like to move on to our next major subject, the Roaring Twenties.
Great. Really great.
Thank you, Viki.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, that's the boring 20s?
Well, Dennis, one man's boring is another man's roaring.
Wow, what a retort.
So, I would like you to write essays showing me how the art, the literature, the culture of the 1920s was a reflection of the socioeconomic conditions of that period. And for this assignment, you're going to be paired off.
Oh, I'll take Viki, Mr. Moore. It'll be great.
No, hold. My paycheck says teachers, so I get to choose the teams. And Alex, you'll be working with Sarah. Aristotle, Simone. Dennis, Darlene. Alan, you'll be working with Viki.
Mr. Moore, in view of the complexity of this assignment, is that wise?
Look, Alan.
Alan, Viki has a 4.0 grade point average. She's a national merit finalist. College boards through the roof.
Mr. Moore, you're embarrassing me.
Well, I'm trying to embarrass him.
Hey, wait, something's not right here. Aristotle gets to work with Simone, Dennis gets Darlene, Alex gets Sarah, and Alan gets Viki. I mean, who do I get?
Arvid.
Arvid. Arvid.
I'm sorry if I disappoint you, Eric. Just promise me that whatever happens, you'll still respect me afterwards.
Okay, now I'm expecting thorough research, reasoned arguments, incredibly imaginative thinking. And I want it all on my desk a week from today, okay? See you later. Viki, don't you have another class to go to?
Uh-huh.
So, go to it.
Great idea.
Yeah.
How about literature? There's F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the lost generation. Alcoholism, insanity, infidelity. I love it.
How about music?
Music? That's a great idea, Simone. Jazz, blues, music's from the underbelly of society. A cat house piano, give me a pig foot. And a bottle of beer, give me a pig foot. And a bottle of beer.
Maybe not music. Pets?
Great. Pets of the 1920s. That's an A paper, Simone. A paper.
Well, let's try reference.
Okay, let me try one more time to get my theory into that beautiful head of yours. Here it is. 80 years ago, women started nagging men to let them vote. In 1920, men gave in to them. At the same time, women wanted everyone to quit drinking. Then men gave in to them. Pretty soon, prohibition led to organized crime. It therefore follows that because men listened to women back then, we've got organized crime today.
I understand the theory, Alan. It's just really stupid.
And I suppose you have a better theory?
Alan, the roots of crime in society are touched on as far back as the book Utopia by Sir Charlie Moore.
Sir Thomas More. Vicky, are you taking this seriously?
Oh, Alan, I'm sorry. I know that you're a very goal-oriented person, so I'm going to try very hard to keep certain feelings that I'm having from affecting our work.
Feelings?
You know the expression, you don't choose love, love chooses you?
Are you saying love has chosen you?
I think so, yeah. I know this is a really inconvenient time with us trying to work, and I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me, okay?
Okay. So what do we do now?
We keep working. And I promise I'll try to keep my mind off of, you know, things.
Sure. Fine.
Thanks. You're great.
Even I wouldn't have believed this, but I think Vicky was actually, what do you guys say? Coming on to me.
What?
I'm dying. You?
Whoa. When you say coming on, are you talking about mere conversation or the laying on of lips?
She kissed me. Right here.
Big deal. The Pope kisses people right there.
Look, we're working in the library. I'm trying to educate her on the 20s. Suddenly she says she's crazy about me and she kisses me. I guess I just happen to have this natural animal magnetism.
Well, I'm getting a certain natural animal nausea. What does this guy have that I don't have?
Good looks, good clothes, good breath.
All right, getting back to this.
Wait, are you sure about this? Vicky likes you?
Hey, we don't choose love. Love chooses us. I guess I've been chosen.
Mr. Moore, could I speak to you for a moment, personally?
Hi, how are you? Actually, Vicky, if this is going to be a heartfelt conversation, I don't think we have time. We're going to be late for class. So.
Well, it's
Morning, Arvid.
it's just that I thought I ought to tell you just as soon as I knew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you knew something that you thought I ought to know, you'd tell me, wouldn't you? I mean, if a relationship is to mean anything...
Hi, Mr. Moore.
Morning, Darlene. Vicky, we don't have a relationship.
We still have a teacher-student relationship, don't we?
Well, yes.
Oh, that's a relief, because I wouldn't want that relationship to be jeopardized by this thing that's happened that I wanted you to know about just as soon as it happened.
Hi, Mr. Moore.
Morning, girls. Yeah. So, you're saying this thing has happened?
I told you it might happen, but I wasn't sure. Well, I'm sure now. I'm in love with you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
Sorry.
no. Vicky. Right now, you may truly believe that you're in love with me, but you know what you said. These things come, poof, and they go, poof. Right now, you're between poofs. So, a week from now, post-poof, we'll both be able to look back at all of this and laugh, okay?
I don't want to freak you out or anything, but, well, even though in your mind this thing may not be going anywhere, that's okay with me because I feel the way I feel and I can't help it.
Sorry.
Everyone calls me a racketeer. I call myself a businessman. When I sell liquor, it's bootlegging. When my patrons serve it on a silver tray on Lakeshore Drive, it's hospitality. Dennis?
I think Vicky was first.
Yes, she was. Vicky?
Al Capone.
Well, that's it. See you tomorrow.
Mr. Moore, I need to talk to you about Viki.
Yeah, I know.
The poor kid just can't seem to keep her mind on her work. I mean, I don't want to complain, but it's starting to affect my project.
I know.
In fact, I think she may be, you know, love or something.
Yeah, I know that too.
Wow, you are observant. Of course, who can blame her? I can understand her feelings.
What do you mean by that?
Isn't it obvious, Mr. Moore? She's hopelessly in love with me.
You're sure?
I have that effect on women. Some guys got it, and some guys don't.
Well, enjoy it while you can, Alan. Viki, we have to talk seriously.
Look, if it's about you and me, you don't have to say anything.
Viki. I do have to say something. Look, you're jeopardizing your whole project on the 20s. And, well, you're putting me in an awkward position. Yeah. Alan is starting to feel a little off balance. And,
You're right.
well, so in view of this, I think you should stop now.
You're absolutely right. You make absolute sense. You're the best person I've ever met at giving advice.
Advice is of very little value if it's not taken.
I knew sooner or later you were going to say it. That's why I told you didn't have to say it, because I knew it already.
Well, if you already knew the advice I was going to give you before I gave it to you, why weren't you following it then, before I...
You know, you're starting to sound like me.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how that happens to couples?
We're not a couple, Vicky.
I know what you're trying to say, but you're talking to my head. My heart won't listen. Hearts don't think, they feel.
Well, look, my heart doesn't feel anything.
That's okay. My heart feels enough for both of us.
Viki, I know you said we shouldn't let our feelings get in the way of our work, but I think maybe we could let them get in the way a little. What do you say we go out tonight?
Why?
Oh, you're right. Maybe we should wait until after the paper is done. Then we can talk about it.
Why?
Never mind.
Hi, Viki. Hi. Oh, Alan, what's the matter?
Can you girls explain something to me? Mm-hmm. Why would a girl say she's in love with a guy one day, and the next day she won't even go out with him?
Well, who's the guy?
Me.
Alan, you've answered your own question.
Come on, Viki was all over me the other day.
Viki? Well, just the other day she was telling us that she's in love with an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
Older guy? I don't believe it.
Oh, Alan, yeah, she said something about a guy who's sensitive and aware.
So there is another guy?
Sorry, Alan.
See, Arvid and I are doing this paper on sexual freedom in the 20s. Hey, Arvid, tell the title we thought of.
I can't. I'm not that sexually free. Eric.
You're late.
I know. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Thank you. Oh, here. I checked this out for you. I thought you might find it interesting.
Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov.
It's the story of an innocent young girl and her love affair with some old creep.
I know what it's about.
I'll bet you do.
Listen, I think I know what you're getting at, and, well, my relationship with Charlie is no concern of yours.
Charlie? Charlie who?
Charlie Moore.
Look, let's leave Mr. Moore out of this. We're talking about some sensitive, aware, older... No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 No! I checked this out for you, Mr. Moore. I thought you might find it enlightening. Lolita? It's the story of a lovely young girl.
Okay, Alan. I see what you're getting at.
Don't play coy with me, Mr. Moore. What's going on with you and Viki?
There is nothing going on with me and Viki. She has a schoolgirl crush, and I'm doing my best to ignore it.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, and I say this with the utmost respect. Are you proud of yourself for letting this impossible situation continue? Or perhaps are you enjoying it?
No, Alan. I am definitely not enjoying this, believe me.
Well, then why haven't you tried to stop it?
Don't you think I have?
Well, evidently not hard enough. And again, I say that with the utmost
Alan.
All right. I guess I'm just suffering the heartbreak of a punctured ego. I mean, it's not that I was in love with her. I was just flattered to think that she might be the big L word with me. And then to realize I come in a poor second to some guy who's old enough to be her grandfather.
Her father.
You can see how I feel. Crushed.
So, what would you say was a major difference between the 20s and the 80s?
How about the age difference?
Stock market crash in the 20s led to a depression. The one in 87 didn't.
Very good.
Of course.
See you tomorrow. Viki, if you could stay for a moment. You know, we really do have to get this settled once and for all.
I know what you're going to say.
Well, I don't care if you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it anyway, so. Look, Viki, if we were not teacher and student, still there would be nothing going on between us. Nothing at all.
Now I've done it, you don't even like me.
No, there's a world of difference between like and love. I like a multitude of women, including you. But love, it's different. And what you feel for me is infatuation. Trust me.
That's it. I trust you. All good relationships have that.
You really are incredible.
I knew if I hung in long enough, you'd feel that way.
No, it's not what I mean. Look, no matter how sure you are that you are in love with me, I know that I am not in love with you.
You'll come around.
No.
I'll wait. I have a lot of time. I'm young.
Well, I don't. I'm old.
That's what I love about you, your olderness.
Viki, did it ever occur to you that maybe you fall for men like me because we're unavailable? I mean, that way you can feel that you're in love and feel kind of safe. I mean, have you thought about that?
Yes. I just don't like high school boys.
Why not?
Because they're stupid.
Okay, I'll admit that some of them are a little rough around the edges, but I think they'll scrub up fairly well.
Every high school that I go to, it's the same thing. The minute I walk in the door, they're all over me. I know what they want. They're not even subtle about it. I mean, is that all that they care about?
No, but it's about 90% of what they care about.
Yeah, so I like it better when they've grown up and they don't care about it at all.
Well, Viki, I think you might be in for a long wait.
I don't mean it all. Just not as much. Why can't I find someone who would like me as a person, even if I had a dumpy figure and green hair? Like I was hoping you would.
Viki, you'd probably be sensational with green hair, but...
But you still wouldn't love me.
You know, guys your own age are really not so bad. I think you ought to give them another try. I mean, you might find one that you kind of like.
It's okay, Mr. Moore. You can stop trying to cheer me up. I get it. From now on, no matter what anyone else thinks, you'll always be the teacher and I'll always be the student.
Well, that is what everyone thinks now.
Right.
Listen, Viki, it's good that you know you have these feelings. Take it from me. It's going to be really good when you have them for someone who has the same feelings for you.
Okay.
Hey, Viki, something wrong?
Please, Eric. The last thing I need right now is boys hitting on me, okay?
Hey, Viki, I'm not hitting on you. I'm just asking if you're okay.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to go now. This is me not hitting on you. See?
Eric. Sorry.
Sure.
Hey, whatever it is, it can't be that bad.
Yes, it can.
Nah, no, it can't. Come on.
Alex, please, not now, okay?
With just one little smile?
I can't.
I can make you smile. I'll do faces. Come on, hurry up. I'm running out of faces. That's better. Well, come on, why don't I walk you to your next class?
Morning, everyone. Do I have all your essays on the 20s here?
Yeah. Ours turned out rather well, even though we got off to a slow start.
I think it went well, too.
Yeah. We learned a lot about organized crime.
And disorganized emotions.
I'm glad to hear it.
That's it. We cannot write together. Why don't you go write about sex and depravity and sin and scandal, and I'll cover everything else, okay?
What else is there?
Mr. Moore, did you hear what happened to Mr. Hochstetter?
Your calculus teacher?
Yeah.
Not anymore. He got into an argument with a gorilla.
That's rare. These days, it's hard to find a gorilla who can argue calculus. Most of them are English majors.
Mr. Moore, it's really true.
Mr. Hochstetter was taking his doctoral thesis to the typist. He cut through Central Park and stopped at the zoo to visit Momo the gorilla.
Well, that's right. Well, his thesis was teaching number theory to primates, and he's about to achieve a major breakthrough by holding up a bunch of bananas and saying, "How many bananas do I have in my hand?"
Not a good idea.
No, you're not kidding. Momo tried to pull the bananas and Mr. Hochstetter through the bars. The bananas got all squished.
Mr. Hochstetter, too, I imagine.
Yeah, he got a broken nose, 2 black eyes, a sprained wrist, and bruises all over his body.
He's in the hospital, but he's gonna be all right.
Well, it certainly sounds like a terrible thing.
Maybe we should try and look at the bright side of this.
I'm not sure there is a bright side to being mauled by a gorilla. I'm sorry. You're probably concerned about who's going to teach your class.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Mr. Moore. The advanced placement exam is in a month, and we don't have a calculus teacher.
Right. You know, if I don't pass that test, I can't get into a good college. I won't get a good job, and if I don't get a good job, what'll I do?
Okay, Arvid, look. What about a substitute teacher?
That's right, I could end up as a substitute teacher. Ugh. Sorry, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, I meant that Dr. Samuels will find you a good substitute teacher.
No.
Yeah, we can depend on
Not that easy, Mr. Moore. There's only 3 AP calculus teachers left in the whole city.
Counting Mr. Hochstetter's 3.5. Morning, Miss Mira.
Oh, hi, Charlie. Oh, gee, I pity the poor guy who's got to fill Hochstetter's shoes.
Yeah. What you mean, shoe?
Your beloved principal never ceases to amaze himself. For my IHP, I have found the calculus substitute from the gods. A working professional mathematician from Larwind Labs. You'll never guess who it is.
Oh, yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
$5.
Arvid's father. So, what's on your mind, Arvid?
Well, I'm kind of worried about this, Mr. Moore.
You're embarrassed about your father being around.
Are you embarrassed about my father? Ulrich Engen, Ph.D.? Well, that's crazy.
Well, Arvid, I was embarrassed when my dad came to visit my school.
Well, yeah, but my dad's a great man. I mean, he's a genius. He was published in Scientific American. He's on the school board, you know. You know, I remember when I was a kid, he was going to teach me to play catch, and he started explaining Newton's law of thermodynamics. I mean, of course, when I was older, we'd go out to the park with our bat and ball and gloves and have some really intense discussions.
Sounds like you spent some time together.
Yeah, we were always very close. You know, Mr. Moore, before I was in the IHP, I didn't have many friends. I mean, even the puppy I rescued from the pound left me for a more popular kid.
Sounds like your dad was a good friend.
Oh, he was my best friend. I mean, all those hours we spent together, just him and me and Mr. Potato Head. I mean, so you can understand why I'm worried.
I think this is going to be great, Arvid, having your father teach us.
You think so?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Right here in this classroom, the creator of the Engen formula, the Engen lemma, the Engen parallelotope.
Not to mention the Engen Arvid.
It's gonna be kind of nice to be taught something by someone who actually makes a living at it.
Yeah, just think.
Well, good morning.
Good morning,
sir. Hi, I'm Dr. Ulrich Engen.
We know. We're thrilled to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. And I just want to say that by the time I'm through with you, that advanced placement exam you're worried about will be a breeze.
They'll have to get Carl Sagan just to grade our papers.
Looks like we really lucked out, huh, guys?
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, let me break the ice with a math joke.
Okay.
What do you get when you cross an elephant and a grape? Elephant, grape, sine theta. Nobody gets it?
No.
Well, isn't this class familiar with the vector cross product?
Vector cross what?
Sorry, Dr. Engen.
Go figure, Dad.
Well, that's too bad. It really is very funny. Well, maybe you ought to write it down and read it again in a few years. So, what was Mr. Hochstetter teaching you?
Reviewing integrals.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's high school stuff. But just to get warmed up, let's blaze through a few simple ones. Okay, the square root of 1 minus x squared. Got it? Okay, well, let me do it for you. The answer is Pi over 4.
Wow.
Wait a minute, Dr. Ingen. How did you get that?
Yeah, how did you get that?
Isn't that obvious?
No. Dad, maybe you could do it in a different way?
Okay. Pi over 4.
Thanks for clearing that up, Dr. Ingen.
Okay, let me give you your homework. Now, first, add up the series 1 plus a half plus a quarter plus an eighth plus a 16th ad infinitum. Okay, second, calculate the arc length of any lemniscate you like. And third, consider this equation.
Arvid, look at my math homework.
It's blank.
Took me 5 hours to do that.
You're very neat.
Who has a favorite lemniscate?
What is a lemniscate?
Well, it's just a figure 8.
Why didn't he just say that?
And that series of numbers, it goes on and on and on. It just won't stop.
Yeah. Exactly. Every time you think you've finished, another one comes along.
Sort of like the Rocky movies.
Okay, I mean, maybe the homework was a little harder than we're used to.
I don't mind harder. I just don't need a math teacher who speaks to me in tongues.
Well, I heard that, Dennis. Well, you've always hated my father, ever since he yelled at you for eating my little sister's baby food.
Her formula, I understood. His, I don't.
Wait. Could it be that he's just shaking this class up a little bit by challenging it?
Oh, right. He's not challenging it. He's on the way to destroying it.
Yeah, right.
Destroying it? Destroying it?
Yeah, Arvid, remember the advanced placement exam? Well, at this rate, we'll all flunk.
That's right.
Flunk? Flunk? Hey, he happens to be one of the most intelligent, highly regarded men in his field.
What about my field? If your daffy dad ruins my chances in math, I'm gonna be lucky to get a job cleaning windshields outside the Holland Tunnel.
Daffy Dad? Hey, my daffy dad has forgotten more math than you'll ever know.
Then why does he keep it to himself? Let us in on it.
Face it, your father can't teach.
No, he can teach. You can't learn, that's the problem. You've all been in the IHP for too long, you think you know everything. And finally, when you're confronted with a man who has a black belt in mathematics, you don't know what to do. So you become mean, petty, jealous, and disloyal. And as far as I care, you're gonna go jump in a lake!
Whoa, talk about overreacting.
Arvid will get over it. In a second, he'll come back in here and apologize for losing his temper.
And another thing, you're spiteful, whining, pampered, rude, and uncivilized, and I hate you all! Mr. Moore, your class.
Listen, where do you get our Excuse me. Class, Arvid.
You've only had one class with Dr. Ingen. Now, I really don't want to hear anything more about this until you've had 2 classes, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Moore. It's nice to know
I want to sit down.
Okay.
Alan, 51. You can't differentiate under the integral sign whenever you feel like it.
Can't?
Janice, 59. Your use of integration by parts is inappropriate in this case.
This is the lowest grade I've ever gotten.
Darlene, 53. Acceleration is the second derivative, not the first. Sarah, 52. These are not the correct equations for the conic sections. Maria, 39. Well, you didn't answer most of the questions. Dennis, 35. I hope you're not planning to go in the sciences. Arvid, you're slipping.
What did you get, Arvid?
Fern and Dinky.
Come on, Arvid, what'd you get?
Any thingy.
Arvid?
87. Lucky guesses. Besides, we have the same genes.
Okay, everybody, let's move on.
Dr. Engen, if we get a problem wrong and you don't show us how to do it, how are we going to learn?
Yeah.
We'll work on that. Okay, now, we could go on to the next chapter in your book, but instead, let's have some fun with isoparametric equations.
We, the students of the IHP, in order to form a more perfect calculus class and assure that we pass the advanced placement test, do hereby petition the removal of Dr. Ulrich Engen from said class.
Here, here.
Come on, let's send it in.
A petition? How low can you people get? You're stabbing my father in the back. You're slime. Simone, surely you're not a party to this.
He gave me a 35, Arvid. Your father's a Yutz.
Excuse me. If you have a problem with Dr. Engen, I suggest you take it up with him directly rather than go behind his back. After all, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah, but whenever we talk to him, we wind up going in circles.
Yeah. Yes. Only way I'm gonna get into science now is by donating my body.
I am simply saying, before you pass this petition around, discuss your problems with Dr. Engen. See if you can find a solution.
Mr. Moore, you said 2 classes. We've had 2 classes.
That's right. That's what he said, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, if you don't like our petition, you ought to check out his class. Is that all right with you, Arvid?
Fine with me.
Okay, I'll think about it.
And so the arc of the lemniscate is given by the integral of the dr over the square root of 1 minus r to the 4th. And quadratic case, we do the substitution, r squared equals...
Yo, Dr. E, remember us, the class?
Oh, yeah, 2t squared over 1 plus t to the 4th.
Dr. Engen, I'm lost.
Yeah. But this is exactly what the Italian Count Fagnano did in 1719. You see, when we rationalize this equation...
Excuse me, Dr. Engen. We can't see the board.
Oh. How's that?
Dr. Engen, we couldn't understand this even if we could see it. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a grad student at Columbia, and he said these topics are way over our heads. They're not even in his book.
Well, this is an honors program, isn't it? All right, class dismissed. You know, it's just amazing how a little quirk of fate brought me here. Because if Hochstadter hadn't grappled with that gorilla, we'd have never found out what a rotten teacher he is.
Dad, you know, I really like Mr. Hochstadter.
Oh, I know. I've taught you to respect your teacher, son, but in this case, the teacher hasn't earned that respect. He has ruined this class, and I'm just afraid he has to go.
Go?
Well, we'll find him something in a junior high school.
Excuse me, Dr. Engen, could I see you for a minute?
Oh, sure.
The IRS says it won't accept irrational numbers.
Go figure.
They're right about him, aren't they?
Well, let's put it this way, Arvid. I don't think the Teacher of the Year committee is going to be battering down his door.
He thinks Mr. Hochstadter's the problem.
Yeah.
But he's the problem.
Yeah?
I didn't want to see it. I was blinded by my own filial devotion.
Well, that happens.
So, are you going to confront him one-on-one like you said?
I didn't say I was going to do that. I said I thought the class should deal with him directly.
He'll be crushed.
Well, under the circumstances, maybe you should be the one to talk to him.
Me?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that, Mr. Moore. He's my father. I mean, how can I tell him he's not perfect at something?
Is he perfect at everything?
No, I guess he's not.
Taught you to tell the truth.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, this might be a good time to do that.
Oh, boy. This is gonna be harder than the last time.
What happened then?
I had to tell him I wanted to start picking out my own clothes. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Harvey.
Dad, I'd like to talk to you as one number cruncher to another.
You mean egghead to egghead?
Actually, Dad, more like man to man.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is serious, huh? What's the problem?
Dad, listen. When you teach, you're hard to understand. I mean, all the greats can understand you. Pearlstein, Hawkins, Rubik.
Well, you understand me, don't you, Harvey?
Well, of course I do.
Oh, right, so?
But guys like Alan and Eric, they have a tougher time. Well, see, I know you know a lot more math than Mr. Hochstadter. But when he teaches, he's really clear. And we learn from him. Now, you're a great dad and a great mathematician, but you're just not that great a teacher. Okay, Dad, you understand? I hope this doesn't hurt too much coming from your own son.
Son? I have no son. Dad! Oh, I'm just kidding. I saw it in a movie once. Of course I have a son. And I love him. That's why I took this job when Dr. Samuels offered it to me.
What do you mean?
Hey, remember when we used to go to the park and talk about playing catch?
Yeah.
And we do the math puzzles together? And check out the stamp stores? Well, I mean, we were best of pals. But since you got into the IHP, you're so darn popular, I never see you anymore. I just thought this was a way for us to be together.
Well, that was a really good idea, Dad.
You sure?
I mean, us being together more was a good idea.
You know, you're all grown up, Arvid.
I am?
Well, sure, you criticized your father.
No, I take it back. I didn't mean it.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I did.
And I'm proud of you. Because it took a lot of courage to tell me that I'm a less than excellent teacher. Oh, boy, I sure hope I didn't embarrass you too much in front of your friends.
Oh, no. Are you kidding? You're my dad.
So, attempting to fold a little contemporary history into your calculus class, I'm going to ask you to think of Dr. Ingen here as the distinguished representative from the sovereign nation of Mathematica. And I want you to think of Arvid as his UN simultaneous translator. Take it away, boys.
Okay, hit it, Dad.
All right, take the series whose general term is 1/2 to the nth.
Just relax. Just write 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8 plus 1/16, and so on.
Okay, Arvid, I'm with you so far.
Call the series S.
Just write S equals in front of it.
Now multiply by 1/2 and subtract. That's it. Simple.
Oh, I'm lost again, Arvid.
Just relax. I'll talk you down. Multiply each term by 1/2. So 1/2 of 1 is 1/2. 1/2 of 1/2 is 1/4. 1/2 of 1/4 is 1/8, and so on.
But that's what I said.
No, Dad, that's what you thought. Remember? You do the thinking. I'll do the talking.
Sorry?
Okay, so you see, each term becomes the next. So all the terms in the first series, except for the one, are here in the second. Now, if we subtract, all the terms cancel out except for the one.
So if you subtract half of S from S...
Then you get half of S.
And if half of S is 1...
Then S equals 2.
Yeah.
I did it! I solved an infinite series of numbers! I am not a moron! Stick around, this is gonna be great.
What's gonna be great?
Well, you remember the helium tank that I borrowed from your magic act?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I ran a tube from the tank up to Dr. Samuel's microphone, so when he presses the button to make the announcements...
Oh, Dennis!
Attention, students, this is Wait a minute, what's going on here? London's getting here.
I think we're in trouble.
Cutting class again. Rhonda, this is getting to be a habit.
It's nice to see you again, too.
Why don't you just take a seat over there? I think Dr. Samuels will want to handle this personally.
This ought to be good. I've always wanted to be yelled at by a chipmunk.
Do you know who that is? That's Rhonda Gielgud.
That's Rhonda Gielgud?
Uh-huh.
The Rhonda Gielgud?
That's right. The girl who takes all the guesswork out of dating. I'm telling you, Arvid, she is a sure thing. Do you know what my problem with girls has always been?
Oh, you're obnoxious, you're cheap. I have seen you naked in gym class. I'd say...
Arvid, shut up. The problem is I've been asking out the wrong girls. Not anymore. Rhonda, hi. Dennis Blunden, I've seen you around detention. And, I was just thinking to myself, why don't we go out some night?
Why don't you get lost?
Thank you.
That was real smooth.
So, what are you in here for?
Helium in the intercom.
That was you. That was very funny.
Yeah? Thanks.
You're welcome.
Blunden, get away from my donuts! Now get in my office. You too, Arvid. Rhonda, I'll see you in a minute.
Look, Dr. Samuels, I wasn't...
I have to go. It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You know, you're kind of cute.
Yeah? Thanks.
And tomorrow, we're going going to begin discussing the most recent American initiatives to end apartheid in South Africa. Assuming we can find any. See you then.
Arvid, Dennis tells me that Rhonda Gilgood wants you.
What? She doesn't want me. She told me I was kind of cute. Bunny rabbits are kind of cute. It doesn't mean anything.
What's up?
Nothing.
Rhonda Gilgood has chosen Arvid to be her playmate of the week.
Yes. Oh, what's wrong with you guys? She said I was cute. Doesn't mean she wants me.
Arvid, with Rhonda Gilgood, hello means she wants you. Believe me, true.
Oh, really?
That's what they say. Simone, come on. I never even said hi to the girl.
You know, I don't think this conversation is really appropriate.
Alan, this is Arvid we're talking about, not some Supreme Court nominee.
Oh, right. So what you do, Arvid? Grab you somewhere?
Excuse me, folks. Just a reminder, those who don't leave history class are doomed to repeat it.
Arvid, come on. Arvid, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And in your case, I really mean that.
There she is.
Let's get out of here.
Arvid, just stay here and talk to the girl.
Yeah, talk to her. Say something.
Come on, be a man, Arvid.
Come on,
Walk out.
The guy.
Come on, man.
Hi, Arvid. How are you?
My sinuses are draining.
So, do you want to do something on Friday night?
Oh, I don't know. It's a school night.
No, it's not.
I mean, for Sunday school.
The next morning is Saturday.
But, you know, Jewish people have Sunday school on Saturday.
Arvid, you're not Jewish.
Right, that's true. I'm free.
Great. So come to my place. 7 o'clock, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow we're going to be talking about protest movements within South Africa, the Pan-African Congress, the African National Congress, Black Sash, which is women's organization, things like that. Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye, Mr. Moore.
Bye-bye.
Oh, say, Mr. Moore, how was your weekend?
This is Thursday, Arvid.
I mean, last weekend.
It was fine.
Did you have a date?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Good. So, when you made your move, who unhooked the brassiere, you or her?
Well, before I tell you that it's none of your business, why am I being asked these questions?
I'm going to have sex Friday night.
I see. You have that in writing?
Well, the consensus of opinion is it looks pretty definite, yes, sir. That's why I have to talk to somebody with, I don't know, hands-on experience, so to speak.
Okay, you want some advice?
Yeah, hold on, wait. Okay.
Well, first you think.
Think?
Yeah. You think, why am I having sex with this girl?
That's a good question, Mr. Moore. I think it's because, well, basically, I don't want to let the guys down.
It's good school spirit, Arvid. But how do you feel toward the girl?
I had this dream last night, Mr. Moore. I was flying on troop transport on a dangerous mission over uncharted territory. And I'm standing in the open doorway and everyone's yelling, jump, jump. So I jumped, and then I realized that my parachute was a gigantic brassiere and I couldn't get it open. And when I woke up, my practice brassiere was in shreds.
Your practice brassiere?
I bought one for research.
Good idea. Well, you wanted my advice, Arvid, so I'm going to give it to you. I think that you're overreacting to peer pressure. I think there's obviously a lot of anxiety on this subject for you, and I don't think you're really ready yet.
But I have to be ready, Mr. Moore. The opportunity is now.
Well, there'll be other opportunities, Arvid. I mean, you have your entire life ahead of you.
Mr. Moore, girls like this don't grow on trees. Believe me, if they did, I'd become a forest ranger.
Arvid. Arvid.
Mr. Moore, I sincerely believe that I have to do this.
And you want me to say that it's okay. Is that it? No, I'm sorry, Arvid. I can't really say that because I don't think it's okay yet. Now, if you feel you have to do it, then I hope you'll be wearing the right kind of parachute.
Huh?
Buy a condom.
May I help you? Yes, yes. I was wondering if you could recommend a brand of cotton balls.
To tell the truth, there's not a lot of differences in cotton balls. I suppose it all depends on what you plan to do with them.
I just want to use some to make a snow scene for my train set.
I see. Well, here. This should fill all your snow scene needs. Anything else?
Yes, I would like some toothpaste and some with fluoride and one box of lip balm.
Will that be all?
No, there is one more thing I need. Pantyhose.
That's some snow scene you're building. $24.95.
There is one more thing I need of a personal and exotic nature. I need
condom.
Oh, no. For a snow scene. No, this will do just fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Young man, just one moment. Don't you dare walk out of here without those condoms. If you want to act like a man, then you better take the responsibility of a man. Here. They're on me. Just make sure they're on you.
Good reflexes. I like that in a man.
It's you. I thought it was a moth.
Here's my address. I'll see you at 7.
Morning, Arvid.
Hi, Mr. Moore.
So it's Rhonda Gielgud you're seeing, huh?
Well, might as well get it over with.
Get it over with? Aren't you missing something?
What?
Well, having sex does involve another human being.
I know that, Mr. Moore. I have the other human being. And got the protection. So, don't worry about me.
Oh, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about her. Do you ever stop to ask yourself why she's so interested in just about anyone?
I don't know. Maybe she likes having sex.
Maybe. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe she's confused. Maybe she's desperate for attention.
Never thought about that.
Well, think about it. Now, Rhonda is a troubled person. She cuts classes. She doesn't finish her homework. She's promiscuous. It's self-destructive behavior. And you are about to make love to her. You care about her at all?
Well, I don't know.
You even like her?
I don't even know her, Mr. Moore.
You feel good about that?
Oh, hey, don't look at me, Mr. Moore. The whole thing was her idea.
Oh, don't give me that. I mean, you know better. Now, I am just asking you to think about what you're about to do, and with whom, and why.
Hi.
Hi.
You're late.
I was just in the lobby, admiring the artwork. Great apartment your folks have.
It's okay, I guess.
Nice sedimentary dolomite.
Yeah. Can I get you something to drink?
A drink. I better not. I'm going to be driving later. I mean, after I get my license.
You are cute.
Did you hear that? That sounded like your parents. Was that?
You've got good ears, Arvid. They're in Boston.
Okay, fine. So I guess you're a little old to have a sitter. Boston. Hi.
You know, I like guys who are a little shy.
I'm a lot shy. I still can't undress in front of my schnauzer. I can't look at my mother's laundry without blushing. No, it's true. I had to be forced breastfed.
I'm gonna take these off. You wouldn't want them to get broken.
No. Did you get those little red marks on your nose when you take off your glasses? I mean, you know, wear a glass. Where did you say you were from? I mean, I know you're from New York. You know, we're in New York. I know that, obviously. But I mean, I think in one way or another, most people are from New York. Don't you agree that?
Arvid, don't you want to kiss me?
Yes. I mean, who wouldn't? Can I ask you a question?
What is it, Arvid?
Why me?
What kind of a question is that?
Well, I mean, let's face it. I'm not, you know, exactly Mel Gibson. I'm not even Hoot Gibson.
Who?
I mean, what could you possibly get out of being with me? I mean, you're so exciting, and you're beautiful, and you're sexy. I mean,
You don't have to say that stuff.
No. I mean that. That's why I can't understand what I'm doing here.
Well, if you'd stop talking for a minute, maybe you'd find out.
Just like that?
Arvid, obviously you don't know me.
That's it. See, that's the point. I'm trying to get to know you.
Yeah?
Yes. So if you'll just tell me a little about yourself.
Like what?
I don't know. What about your family?
Well, I don't have any brothers and sisters. My father's a sales rep for textiles, and my mother's his partner. And they travel a lot, and I stay home.
You must get lonely.
Sure. Sometimes, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I do have my schnauzer. So I guess I'm not quite as lonely as you.
Look, are we gonna do it or what?
You betcha, yes. Well, you still haven't answered. Why me?
Because you're different.
I mean, like you've never made it with a nerd before, and you want to see what it's like to, you know, break one in? I mean, what's
You acted differently. Sweet and funny. And you didn't hit on me. And I just had this hunch. I had a hunch that I'd like being with you.
I like being with you, too.
You know, most guys don't have much to say to me. Except afterwards, and then it's, I gotta go.
That's terrible. You know, I've read that post-coital tenderness is very important. I mean, especially to the woman.
Post what?
You know, afterwards. Just sort of holding each other and talking.
About what?
Like secrets. For instance, I might tell you that I think I'm too old to be in the Boy Scouts. Or that,
What?
What? I wish my ears were a little closer to my head.
When I was a little girl, on my birthdays, my mother would take me to FAO Schwartz, and I'd write down everything I wanted on these little pieces of paper. And we'd fold them up and put them in a hat, and I'd pick one, and that would be my present. And I never knew what it was, but I always knew it would be something that I wanted. Now she just writes a check, and I pick out something myself.
Do you get along with her?
She's okay. And they're both okay. And they know what I'm doing. And they say things about it. But the more they do that, the more I do this. You know, this is the most I've ever talked to any guy I've had over here. So this is it, huh? Post-coital...
Tenderness.
Yeah. I thought it would be like this with you afterwards.
It's nice. Of course, this isn't technically afterwards. But it's nice.
Are you disappointed?
No, in fact, I've learned a lot, actually. I mean, I know what sex is like before, and I know what it's like afterwards. Just gotta work on that during part.
Listen, let's get something to eat.
Yeah.
And talk some more.
Great. I mean, that's what it's really all about, huh?
Arvid, you're sweet. Arvid?
Oh, yes.
What are you doing your science project on, Janice?
Snakes.
I love it, Janice. I tell you, the classics are always the best.
Dennis, you made me tear my blouse on It's ruined. You think that's funny?
Well, yeah, come on, Janice. It's kind of funny.
You owe me $180.
Now, Janice, that's not funny.
Dennis, my parents bought me this blouse in Japan. It is pure silk. I want my money.
Get out of here.
This isn't over, Dennis. I'm not some wimpy marshmallow you can just push around.
Yeah.
Like Arvid.
And furthermore, you may be the principal of this high school, but you can't tell me what to do on my free time. My life is my own. Pompous tub of guts. Is he like that all day long?
Well,
I heard that, Miss Mayor. Get in here. I want you to explain these requisition forms to this new art teacher.
Excuse me. Couldn't help but overhear you yelling at Dr. Samuels. I was very impressed.
Thank you. I don't know how you work with that guy.
Well, you don't work with him, you work around him.
It's a long way around.
Charlie Moore.
Gilda Minetti.
Haven't seen you before. You're new here?
Yes, matter of fact, I am. I just moved here from D.C.
Oh, Washington. Quite a town.
Yes, it's a fascinating place. But there's too much immorality and deceit there for me.
Politicians.
Ex-husband.
Gotta get going.
Me too.
Look, how'd you like to have lunch today?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, okay, dinner tonight. I know this great little Greek joint just opened. Good food, music, dancing.
I'm really not dating right now.
I'm sorry. If you're seeing someone,
No, it's just... Well, why not?
Okay.
Sure.
Good.
I'm staying with relatives until I can find a place of my own.
I'll pick you up about 8.
Fine.
See you then.
Why are you still here?
Tell you the truth, Harold, I'm trolling for guys.
You better be joking. Anybody here hits on my sister, he's dead meat.
Actually, the jury system can be traced back to the 11th century. Now, before that, people were literally tried by torture. If you survived the rack, you were innocent and tall. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Listen, you girls, you both have an art class, right?
Yeah?
I was wondering if you could tell me anything about the new art teacher. You know, hobbies, special interests, favorite flower.
Well, why would you want to know that, Mr. Moore?
To tell the truth, we have a date tonight.
Well, gee, I wouldn't have thought Mr. Feeney was your type.
Who's Mr. Feeney?
The new art teacher.
Then who is Gilda Minetti?
I don't know.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, if it's any help, Mr. Feeney did mention he likes to hunt.
He's late. If he thinks I'm just gonna stand around looking like... How do I look? Never mind. Be nice.
I'm always nice. Besides, how bad of a guy can this be?
Please tell me you have a twin brother who's the principal of a high school.
Charlie, well, you obviously know my brother. Oh. I'm sorry. I should have realized this might be awkward for you.
I'm not sure awkward is quite the right word.
They're beautiful. Harold, water.
I'm the same way on dates, you know. You tell yourself, relax, just be yourself. And then I sound to myself like I'm on National Public Radio.
I know what you mean. Sit. I'm much more relaxed talking to 12 men in a jury box than I am to one man in the back of a cab.
I'll say this, you really make criminal law sound fascinating. I wish that you could talk to my first period history class.
Sure. What are they charged with?
They're honor students, and we're studying the American legal system, and you'd make a great guest lecturer.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
I'll walk you to school. I'll even carry your books.
Gee, you must really like me.
Can't you tell?
Oh, hello. I didn't expect to see you two here at 1:30 in the morning on a school night.
But how can you represent someone that you know is guilty?
Ah, I don't know. As a defense counsel, I am ethically obligated to defend my client and provide him with the best possible defense, no matter what I think about his innocence or guilt. That's for the court to decide. After all, I could be wrong.
Well, what if you were defending Al Capone or Charles Manson or,
Lizzie Borden?
Yeah. Right. I mean, how could you defend murderers like them, people who are definitely guilty?
Well, for one thing, Lizzie Borden was innocent.
She was?
She was tried and acquitted in a court of law.
What about that poem? Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks.
If she were alive today, she could file a $20 million libel suit. You see how easy it is to assume something without proof? That's why we don't try people by opinion. We try them by the facts, by the law.
Well, why don't we thank Ms. Minetti for an enlightening discussion?
Thank you, Charlie. I enjoyed it.
I always thought that the law would be boring, but not the way you talk about it. Are you working on anything interesting now?
I have a murder case pending.
It can wait. I want you to sue that creep over there. He wrecked my blouse.
He wrecked my blouse.
You could take him to small claims court.
Great. Make a run for the border, Blunden.
Oh, I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
I have a question for Miss Minetti. You guys dating or what?
Dating? Yes, I guess we are.
Way to go, Mr. Moore. She sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Feeney, huh?
You okay?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I don't know. You've just been very quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been thinking about something. I've been thinking about us, actually. I really like you, Charlie.
I feel the same way. I mean, I really like you. I like you more than any woman I've met in a long time.
You're terrific. You've got this great sense of humor, and you're intelligent and kind and generous. You're a wonderful guy.
Thanks.
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
What?
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
I got that part. Why?
Because I like you.
So?
Well, every time I start liking somebody, I wind up getting hurt.
Oh, you're the one that gets hurt.
Yeah. And it's already started. You were late, Charlie. 22 minutes. You were late yesterday, too. And this morning when you came to pick me up for school. I know the signals. Next thing you know, you'll stand me up. And then you'll be working late at the office. And then, well, I'll find you in a motel room with an aerobics instructor named Tina.
Are you listening to yourself? I mean, you're totally irrational.
I am not irrational. I am a defense attorney. I think I know the difference between an intelligent discussion and an emotional outburst. You, get back in there.
You want irrational? Huh? You are going to throw away a potentially wonderful relationship because you have hang-ups about your ex-husband and some aerobics instructor.
Well, what about your refusal to take responsibility for your actions?
I know I'm sending mixed messages. You're doing the same thing. Admit it.
Fine. You want a message that is not mixed? Let's just back off for a while.
A while is mixed.
Okay, let's just back off.
Fine, I'll leave.
Great.
Well, great. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, Dennis! See, now you're gonna push Janice too far. You can't hang her Captain Fuzzy Blue. This is her favorite.
Hey, Arvid, this is just a subtle way of getting her to back off.
Don't do it, Dennis.
Mr. Moore, all I'm trying to do is... How do you like that? He didn't stop, he didn't take me aside, no heart-to-heart talk, no nothing. What kind of attitude is that for a teacher?
Excuse me. Is one of you Dennis Blunden?
Him. Dennis! What is it?
A summons. You gotta go to small claims court, kid.
What for?
I don't know. Guess you stiffed somebody.
Hey, I didn't do anything!
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Where did we leave off yesterday?
Oh, we were going to discuss some of the issues that Ms. Minetti brought up.
Well, that was yesterday. Let's discuss something else today, okay? How about the Supreme Court?
You know, what's interesting to me is how justices often abandon their allegiance to the presidents who appointed them.
It's a good point.
Well, according to Ms. Minetti,
Well,
sometimes...
now, Ms. Minetti was very interesting, but if you want a stable, reliable opinion from somebody without, you know, emotional problems, I'd suggest going to Oliver Wendell Holmes.
She dumped him.
Look, you don't have the facts, and it's none of your business. And you're right, but it has no bearing on this history class.
Don't worry, Mr. Moore. There's plenty of other fish in the sea.
Yeah. That's right. The important thing is to get out of the house and be with people.
Thank you. I really don't want to discuss it, okay?
Oh, come on, Mr. Moore. You're always making us talk about our stuff. You want to go out in the hall?
Okay, if you really must know, I was uncomfortable dating Dr. Samuel's sister.
Oh, that's no reason to stop dating him, Mr. Moore. You remember what you told me when I said I didn't like Simone's parents?
What's wrong with my parents?
We'll talk about that later, Simone. Mr. Moore is having some emotional problems.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Ms. Minetti has the problems. All right, so I was late picking her up a couple of times. My lock stuck.
Now, that's been sticking for a while, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, why don't you get it fixed?
Yeah. Mr. Moore, you're repressing. You know, my therapist would say that being late is merely a subconscious expression of your reluctance to make a commitment.
On the other hand, he could just have a cheap lock. You've seen where he lives.
Thanks. That's enough. I'll be fine.
Of course you will, Mr. Moore. And look on the bright side. It's a lot easier to get into a movie theater on a Saturday night when all you need is one seat.
Take it from him.
Thank you both. Thank you all.
Arvid, my court case against Janice is today. I need your help, buddy.
Hey, Dennis, whatever you want. We're best friends.
Listen, I want you to be my main character witness. Now, all you gotta do is tell the judge that you know that I would never do anything to intentionally harm or embarrass another human being. Hey, Giorgio, wanna be my friend?
No. But thanks.
Nettie, guess what? I've got my court date. Courtroom 12C, Judge Ronald P. Osgood, 4 o'clock today.
Oh, good for you.
I have my material evidence, several briefs establishing precedent, and I watched L.A. Law last night. All I need now is for you to act as my guardian ad litem.
Oh, why don't you ask Mr. Moore?
I can't. I've got him under subpoena. Will you do it?
4 o'clock today? I've got an arraignment after lunch. Sure.
Hot biscuits. Well, see you in court, counselor.
Hi. I'm just here because Harold got some of his paperwork mixed up with mine last night. Be pretty hard to defend a man on armed robbery charges with Larry Finbart's report card. What about you?
I work here.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
If it please the court, may I enter as Exhibit N the receipt of the aforementioned blouse? As you can see, the purchase price was 23,940 yen. How, you may well ask, could a simple laughter door become a lethal weapon?
So far, Janice has placed
Exhibit P will
14 pieces of evidence before the judge. And Dennis has been rereading his index card a lot.
Oh, Mr. Moore. Oh, sorry.
Exhibit O, the official exchange rate of the yen on the date of purchase, $180.
I object.
Sorry, Art.
You can't object. This is small claims court. The only person who can object here is me. And as for you, young lady, I object to the fact that you're taking up so much of the court's time.
Hi.
Very well, Your Honor. If I could beg the court's indulgence for a moment, I will establish prima facie evidence of the defendant's liability.
And stop using Latin.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Charlie, I want to apologize for the way I acted the other night.
It's okay, Gilda. I understand.
You do?
Actually, no. Why the hell did you act like that?
I've been burned before.
Well, you're not the only one who's been burned, you know?
I know, but when you showed up late, it brought back bad memories.
You will find all the evidence you'll need in here, Your Honor. See how scary that is, sir?
You do that again and I'll teach you some Latin. Is that it? Are you finished?
Well, I do have an eyewitness.
Couldn't have called him sooner?
Charlie, from our very first date, I felt like
Plaintiff
we
calls
were
Charles Moore to the stand.
Do that. I do that. And there is no stand.
Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. From our first date. I'll tell you, from the moment we met, I thought to myself, look, I can't tell you what I thought to myself.
Mr. Moore.
Yes, but I knew even then that I was going to push things into the future.
Mr. Charles Moore.
What do you want?
What do I want? Get up here.
Do you swear to tell the truth,
Don't
the whole
do that. I do that too. Mr. Moore, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now you go.
Mr. Moore, would you please describe to the court where you were on the morning of the 14th at approximately 8:44?
I was entering Fillmore High School.
The witness entered said building here while the alleged perpetrator was lurking by my locker here.
So what are you saying? You want to call it quits?
No, I never said that. I would like to make it work.
That's what my ex-husband said.
Well, your ex-husband was a liar. I am telling the truth.
I ask the questions first, then you tell the truth.
Very well.
Now then, did you see the defendant as you entered the building?
Yes, I did.
I told you what he did.
Yes, with the aerobics instructor.
Excuse me. You saw the defendant with an aerobics instructor?
No, Your Honor, with my ex-husband.
Her ex-husband.
Continue.
Well, does that mean you're never going to trust anybody again?
Not unless they're under oath.
That's it. What the hell is going on here?
Your Honor, I move for a mistrial on the grounds that this witness is incapable of giving coherent testimony.
You want to move something? Move your keister up here. Get up here. Did you put rubber snakes in her locker?
Your Honor, I'll always...
Answer the question under oath or under penalty of perjury.
Uh-huh.
Good. You pay her $180.
100?
And you're going to make a good lawyer, but you're not a good lawyer yet. So you go to law school. And you two, you sit there, you try and work things out. Me, I'm going to take a coffee break. Court is in recess.
Congratulations, Janice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Sure. Well, why don't you tell me what you want?
I don't know. I just know I'm scared.
I'm scared, too. But I'm not going to let that come between us, whatever our relationship turns out to be. So, I don't know what else I can say. Sooner or later, it comes down to having a little faith.
You still under oath?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's as good as it gets.
Want to have some dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's one of the biggest slumlords of the city. I mean, you have no idea the conditions under which his tenants live.
Well, they're not my clients, Charlie. He is.
But I don't know why you take this case. I mean, I just don't understand you.
I knew that'd never last. I just knew it.
How dare you presume that my client is guilty? Where do you want to eat tonight?
Luigi's?
Ooh. How dare you presume he's guilty?
Counsel's copping out. Counsel's copping out.
I think they're lasting.
Hey, Arv.
Hi, Dennis. Oh, don't look, it's Pauline Scott.
Got it. You owe her money, right?
No, I like her.
Oh, not bad, Arv. You know her?
Well, we met last night at the Sigmar Bergman film. We just talked for a minute, and she's very bright, especially when it comes to movies.
Arvid, don't be so shy. Go talk to her.
Okay. But I've got to do this with style and sophistication.
Right. I'll handle this. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Come on. My friend here wants to talk to you. Beat it.
Dennis!
Go ahead, Arvid. Talk to her.
Hi. How did you enjoy the Bergman film last night?
Great. The Virgin Spring is one of my favorite films.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the sequel. Get Lucky Summer? Anyway, Arvid is a real genius when it comes to films. You ought to hear him talk at our Film Society screenings.
Film Society screenings?
Really? I didn't know there was a film society at Fillmore.
Dennis is just
the projectionist. Arvid here is the president.
I'm impressed. And I'd love to join. When is your next meeting?
Tuesday.
So soon?
Yes, Tuesday.
I recall.
Great. I'll see you then. Ciao.
Ciao.
Film club? Tuesday?
Arvid, I just did you a huge favor. Tuesday could be your lucky day. Don't blow it, pal. Arvid's got the hots for some new girl who's a real film buff, so he told her that he's president of our film society.
Oh, Arvid.
What a scam.
Yeah, Arvid, I don't want to be used.
Yeah.
Oh, what a creep.
Dirtbag.
No, wait a second. Let's not be too hard on Arvid. Well, I think it's kind of sweet and romantic what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's right. Besides, a film society might give us an opportunity to see some films that we haven't had a chance to see. Yeah.
You know, maybe we could show some Indian films.
Sure we could. Broken Arrow, Son of Paleface, Harry and Tonto.
No, I was thinking more of Patra Panchali, Gopi Jan Bajavin.
Yeah, me too.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. Wait a minute. We have to get a faculty sponsor for the club, don't we?
Oh, yeah, what about Mr. Moore?
Hold it. Look, I am already sponsor for your radio club. I'm a part-time faculty advisor for the newspaper, and I seem to get continually drafted into directing these musical productions, so you'll have to find somebody else for this thing, okay?
But the Film Society meeting has to be on Tuesday. We need a sponsor fast.
Film Society, huh?
Okay, everybody remember? We elect Arvid president.
Great. And remember to act like we've been meeting like this for a while.
Right.
Okay. Wait, how do we do that?
Talk film talk. Words like oeuvre, auteur, film noir. Oh, and Hollywood hack is always good.
So, Eric, what do you think of Fellini's oeuvre?
I think that's between him and Mrs. Fellini.
Hi, Arvid.
Pauline, hi.
This is so exciting. I've been looking forward to it all day.
I can't wait to see what he's gonna do. We're gonna do. I'm gonna do. I'm the president.
I know. Shouldn't you be up on stage?
Oh.
Hi, Arvid.
Hi, Mr.
Can I help you?
I just wanted to, check the podium. Solid. If you need anything else, I'll just be down in the audience there. I always like to let him start the meetings, you know, politics.
Well, I guess we might as well get started. So I'd like to begin by welcoming you all to the first meeting of Fillmore's new Film Society.
No. I thought you said...
We had to dissolve the old one.
I guess the first order of business should be electing a new president.
I thought you were president.
I am. I just like to, you know, let them re-elect me every so often. It's just a formality.
Any nominations? Anybody want the job?
I'll do it.
No, Janice has a right to run for president of the Film Society.
Oh, forget it. I thought you meant president of the United States.
Okay, anybody else?
I rise to nominate a man whose passion for film, though recent, is second to none. A man who has written over 400 letters protesting the use of colorization. A man who puts the film in Fillmore. Your very own Arvid Engen.
Okay. Any other nominations? I guess you're it then, Arvid. Congratulations. If you'd like to take the podium.
Well, I see a lot of new faces out there. So why don't we welcome our new members? Will all those attending for the first time please stand up? Oh. May I extend a hearty Film Society welcome to you, Pauline. As your president, let me assure you that I am always here for you. Order. Okay. My first official act as president will be to ask Mr. Moore what my first official act should be.
Well, it is a film society. Choose a film to show?
Obviously. But what film? Any suggestions?
Well, how about Citizen Kane? That's a good idea.
Citizen Kane. Not that again.
Yeah, not that old chestnut. Come on, guys, something we can really sink our teeth into.
How about Birth of a Nation? I've never seen anything by D.W. Griffith.
Perfect, Arvid.
Is that old hack? Come on, guys.
How about Body Heat?
Gopi Jin, Baja Bin.
Hellcats of the Navy.
You know, I would like to see the original Breathless.
All right.
Breathless.
It's a good idea. Godard was on the cutting edge of the French New Wave, and Breathless is a watershed film in cinematic history.
Great! Terrific idea, Simone.
Breathless? This is your idea of a serious film society?
Yeah, come on, Simone, get with the program. You know, you're walking on thin ice with me.
Pauline, do you have a suggestion?
Why not something really challenging? Like Vajazog's Warsaw Dreams.
Say what?
It's a Polish film from the 50s. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Well, they say it's brilliant. Heavily influenced by the early German Expressionists, but also informed by Italian neorealism.
Right. Warsaw Dreams is exactly the kind of film I want for this society.
Bravo!
Yeah. Bravo!
I'm just saying it's an extremely obscure film, and I wouldn't have the first idea where to find a print.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, I'm the president. Let me worry about it, okay? You have my personal guarantee. I called 3 video stores and 2 foreign film distributors. Nobody has any Wajazog films.
Tell me about it. I have been all over this city. Everybody's heard of Warsaw Dreams. Nobody has seen it. In fact, most people said if I find it, send them a copy.
Dennis, what am I gonna do?
Smile.
Smile. I mean, my world as I know it is finished, and you're telling me to... Hi.
Hi, Arvid. You're getting famous. The man who found Warsaw Dreams.
Oh.
It's quite an accomplishment.
Oh, it's nothing, really. In fact, it's really nothing.
Something wrong?
No, I just, But if something were to go... I mean, would you... If something... I just don't want you to feel let down if it's a total disaster.
Are you trying to tell me something?
I guess I'm trying to tell you that no matter what happens with Warsaw Dreams, I'll still like you and respect you and want to date you.
Whatever.
Arvin, morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Did you see the Times movie listings this morning?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Friday noon at Fillmore High School, of all places. A screening of Wajazog's lost masterpiece, Warsaw Dreams. Pretty exciting, eh?
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Congratulations. With all this publicity, it's going to be a sellout. Very good work, Arvin.
Mr. Moore, can I talk to you about Warsaw Dreams?
Sure. Listen, where did you find it?
I didn't.
Well, I think... What?
I can't find the film.
What do you mean you can't find the film?
Well,
There is no film?
Not one copy in the entire city.
Dennis told me you had it.
I know. And someday when I have a car, I hope to run him over.
Well, we put up posters, we sold tickets. I notified the newspapers. I invited Rex Reed.
Oh, I know. This is going to be really embarrassing for you, Mr. Moore. I'm sorry, I really am.
No, I think it's going to be far more embarrassing for you. You're the president of the film club. I'm simply the former faculty advisor. Now, you were doing this just to impress Pauline, right?
How did you know?
Arvin, look, you saw the movie 10? You remember Dudley Moore goes to a dentist and ends up suffering through a root canal just to find out where Bo Derek is going on her honeymoon? Yeah. I would never underestimate what a man will go through for a woman.
I'm sorry, Mr. Moore.
Oh. So am I, Arvid. I think your idea of a film club was a good one.
Too bad it's going to come crashing down before it even gets started.
Not necessarily.
What?
We have 2 days left. If you all work together, maybe you can pull Arvid out of this mess.
Well, if we can't find it, what are we supposed to do?
Look, you're the IHP. You're research rats, right? Janice, you can start at the library. Look up, old Polish magazines and newspapers. Find out everything you can about this director, Zog. I know you read Russian. Do you read Polish?
I'll learn it tonight.
I guess I could give the Polish embassy a call.
That's a good idea.
I'll hit the Museum of Modern Art.
Oh, nothing. We looked everywhere.
Yeah, we found all kinds of raves about Warsaw Dreams, but no one could tell us who the distributor was.
Yeah, sorry, Arvid.
Sorry, man.
Sorry. No, really sorry, Arvid.
Hey, plenty of time, plenty of time. We don't actually have to have the film in our hands till tomorrow.
Dennis, I don't want to talk to you for the next 20 years. Janice, did you find anything?
Sorry, Arvid. I need at least the weekend to learn Polish. All those Z's are tough.
Okay, I understand.
But I photocopied this for you from the Who's Who.
Vajazog. left his native Poland in 1965 to try his luck in Hollywood. After being fired from the set of The Munsters for coming to blows over creative differences with Al Grandpa Lewis, he left Hollywood. He was last known living in New York.
Great news, huh?
There's 10 million people living in New York.
Arvid, wake up. How many Zogs can there be?
How do I know?
1. Zog's Fine Tailoring.
I am Vodya Zog.
No. We're looking for Vodya Zog, the filmmaker.
Film, schmil, making movies, making suits, it's all the same. It's all in the cut. Anyway, what I can do for you?
We're looking for a copy of Warsaw Dreams for our film society.
Ah, yes, Dreams, my greatest triumph. Film critics went crazy nuts over it. Film students sent me papers about its symbolism. Universities wanted me to lecture. Mamie went door and kissed me. Oh, it was something, let me tell you.
It sounds fantastic. Do you have a copy?
No, I never made it.
What?
It doesn't exist. It was only a little bit of film and a lot of talk. I mentioned it once to some snot-nosed young critic, Rex Reed. I was trying to raise money to finish it. Next thing I know, he writes about it in some film journal. Pretty soon, it snowballs, everybody's talking. Turns out to be the best movie I never made.
All right, wait a minute. Do you have anything at all of what you shot?
Bits and pieces. I told you, it's an unfinished movie. No, wait. I do have a completed Monsters that's not too shabby, if you like. But I'm not responsible for the grandpa scenes.
We'll take it. The movie, not the Munsters.
Right. Take it, borrow it, burn it.
We got it.
We got it! We got what? It's an unfinished film.
Oh, Arvid, who cares as long as it's Warsaw Dreams by Vodya Zog?
Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Closeout sale at Zog's. Better hurry down.
Looks like we're gonna have a full house.
Yeah. Mr. Moore, we did tell you that this film is unfinished.
Look, nobody's gonna hold you responsible for shooting the film. You're just screening it, okay? Thread it up. No pun intended.
Attention, your attention, please. The film is about to begin. If you could please be seated, please. As Mr. Zog explained to me personally, Warsaw Dreams is a story of a Polish game show host and his fiancée, a driving instructor, whose new student is deaf. By the way, there are also a couple cans of crab meat in the film that not even Mr. Zog could explain. But if you do enjoy seafood, then this, of course, will be... But why don't we just let the film speak for itself? Dennis, would you just run the film? Oh, thank you.
Готово? Готово. Начали. Остановите доски. Остановили. На четвертой 5,83. На пятой 4,91. И на шестой 13,50.
Пожалуйста.
Это телепатия не имеет никакого. Нет, конечно, потому что ведь телепатия подразумевает передачу мыслей на расстоянии. Ну да. Без контакта. Вы видите ли, можно сказать, почти не вожу. Я потренировался несколько раз.
Артур Карлович. В твоем халате, в кармане. Вот какое.
Этот вопрос очень трудно ответить.
Известно уже давно. Оно изучалось еще в 30-е годы. Малоизвестно, почти неизвестно. Его мозг и представляет большой интерес.
Глаз. Чем он?
Я тебя плюну!
Громче, спорит мглою будней, сей праздный звон. Всем кажется...
Дерзайте. Вы талантливы. Ваши возможности неисчерпаемы.
Thank you for coming. Everyone's a critic.
Well, look at the bright side, Arvid. At least Rex Reed didn't show up.
Mr. Moore, the Film Society's a disaster.
Oh, come on, Arvid. It's off to a shaky start, but at least it's a start. Stay in focus.
Can you believe these cretins walking out of a Wajazog film? I mean, these people are filmic morons.
I know. I mean, I loved the symbolism of death as a driving student.
Great.
I didn't quite get the ending.
Oh, well, that was what that was all about was that Zog. Woo! What a giant.
Arvid, I'm sorry everyone took a hike.
Well, at least you stayed. That's what's important.
Oh, I stayed because you stayed.
Well, I stayed because you... Wait a minute. Did you like the movie?
Did you?
Only if you did.
Well, I'm not really as much of a film freak as you are. I mean, you're so smart about films. I wanted to impress you. I hope you don't hate me.
Hate you? I know less about films than you do. I just did all of this to impress you. You know what I hate? I hate Warsaw Dreams.
Me too.
Oh, maybe giving your girlfriend crab meat means you're engaged.
So what do you like?
Oh, Dumbo.
I love Dumbo.
Really?
Let's go rent it.
Okay.
Remember that part when Dumbo was in the tree with the crows?
Oh, I love that part. Oh, and when the zookeeper takes Mommy Elephant away.
I cried.
Oh.
Remember that cute little mouse? What was his name?
Timothy. I named my blankie after him.
Hey, Arvid. I hope you're not mad at me about getting you involved in that whole film society thing.
Mad? Things are working out great for me and Pauline. In fact, Dennis, just to show you there's no hard feelings, I set you up with her friend Tiffany.
Wow, great. She's cute?
Cute is for children. Tiffany is beautiful. And she's into adventures, thrills, excitement. She even flies her own airplane.
Really? When do I get to meet her?
Saturday, at the airport.
Great. Thanks, Arv.
Gee, you're a good friend, Arvid.
No, I'm not. I told her he was president of the skydiving club. He makes his first jump tomorrow.